Welcome to my channel, Angela Says Movies. This is a ballet performed by shadow puppets from the mysterious East China, White Hair Woman. I'm Angela, and today I'm going to tell you about Chinese puppet theater, Chinese shadow puppet. Shadow puppet is the world's earliest human-made moving image art and is considered the oldest prototype of cinema, also known as shadow play and lamp shadow play. Shadow play is a folk drama that uses incandescent lamps, candles, and colored lamps as light sources to illuminate silhouettes of characters made of animal skins or cardboard to perform stories. During the performance, it's performers behind the white screen, while manipulating the silhouetted opera characters with their hands, while singing stories with popular local melodies, accompanied by percussion instruments and strings, with a strong local color. According to historical records, shadow play originated in the Western Han Dynasty and has a history of more than 2,000 years, which can be said to have a long history and long tradition. According to the Book of Han, Emperor Liu Che, who loved Lady Li very much, unfortunately died prematurely of an illness, which made Emperor very sad. Minister Li Shaoweng went out one day and saw a child playing with a rag doll by the roadside, and the shadow was reflected on the ground, but it was lifelike. So Li Shaoweng was moved to use cotton and silk to cut out the image of Lady Li, paint it with colors, and attach wooden sticks to her hands and feet. At night, Li Shaoweng used muslin to hold up a curtain and invited Emperor to watch from a distance. When the candle was lit inside the curtain, Lady Li's slender figure actually emerged from the curtain. She moved slowly from one side to the other, dancing slowly, but her face was always turned inward. When Emperor of Han saw this familiar figure and posture of Lady Li, he was surprised and delighted and loved it ever since, and exclaimed, "She seems evil, but not evil." The limbs and head of the shadow puppet are carved separately, and the puppet may have 12 to 24 movable joints, which are connected with threads so that they can move freely when performing. A shadow puppet has to be manipulated with 5 bamboo sticks, and the artist's nimble fingers often dazzle the audience. Shadow play is the art of blowing, pulling, playing, and singing, not only the hands of superb kung fu, mouth, but also to say, read, play, sing, and break gongs and drums under the feet. The master needs to be taught by heart, long-term diligent learning and hard practice to learn. The real person is charming through the shadow of the dummy, and the dummy is lyrical through the real person's singing voice. Some masters can play 7 or 8 shadow plays at the same time. At times, the gentle and hazy shadow of a woman's long sleeves are wide, telling all the tender feelings. At other times, the ancient army is fierce, roaring out the sound of killing. Chinese shadow puppetry is a form of theater in which colorful silhouetted figures made of leather or paper perform to music and song. Manipulated by a puppeteer with a stick, the puppets create the illusion of moving images on a translucent backlit cloth screen. Many older shadow puppeteers can perform dozens of traditional plays that have been handed down orally or in written form. They have mastered special techniques such as improvisation, falsetto singing, manipulating several puppets at once, and playing various musical instruments. The manipulation and singing skills of performing shadow puppets are the key to the level of the shadow puppet class. When performing, artists must manipulate the shadow puppets and sing along with the musical instruments combined with the white. Skilled artists can play 7 or 8 shadow puppets at the same time. The martial arts scenes are dense, with the shadow puppets tossing up and down with guns and swords, making them very lively. While the music and singing in the field is rhythmic, beautiful, there is joy and sadness, voice and emotion, moving the heart. The martial arts scene is dense, the shadow of the people with swords and guns, jumping up and down, very lively. But the music and singing in the literary field is dazzling and beautiful. Or exciting or lingering, there are happy and sad, the voice and emotion, moving the heart. Because the shadow play in the car, boat, horse, palanquin, strange-shaped demons and monsters can be expressed on the stage, flying into the sky, invisible change, fireworks, splitting mountains and overturning the sea, but also with a variety of shadow stunt operation and sound and light effects, so the performance of great mythological drama of fantasy scenes in the 100 plays in the shadow play is unique. All the props are operated by one person after the simplification of shadow play. And the artist usually picks up the props with a stretcher and performs in the streets, which is affectionately called one-stretcher art by the people who love this art. This kind of one-stretcher art is also said to be the oldest street art in the world that in the past, before the development of media such as movies and television, shadow play was one of the most popular folk entertainment activities. It flourished in the Song dynasty and later spread to Western Asia and Europe during the Yuan dynasty. At the end of the Qing dynasty and the beginning of the Civil War, the art of shadow puppetry flourished in China. Many shadow puppeteers inherited the art from their fathers and passed it down from generation to generation, and many talented people emerged. In terms of shadow puppet production, acting and singing, and popularity, it reached a historical peak. At that time, many official and royal families, gentry and noble families are proud to hire famous masters to carve shadow people, store and set up sophisticated shadow box, private shadow class. Well, that's all for today's Chinese shadow puppet. Welcome to my channel, Angela Says Movies.